So, yeah.
Oh, are we on already?
We are here.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you
Hey
guys
guys,
tell me when
I'm
we're at.
Jim. That's Warren. You're watching Vendor Corner. This is show number 22, brought to you by Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, located in Central Florida. If you're ever in the area, stop by and check us out. Both of us are vendors here at Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, and I happen to be the owner. I'm a vendor first, owner second. Why are you watching Vendor Corner? Vendor Corner is a show for booth owners or vendors in a shop or mall like Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. We try to give you insights. We try to tackle topics in our industry. And so there you go.
Yeah.
That's why you're watching. Yeah, either you want to be a vendor or you're already a vendor or you're an owner and you want some insights there. Hey, we talk about it all, really.
I thought they just liked us. That's why.
You know,
they're-
people, they're not going to watch us for entertainment
Because
value.
no.
We're not very entertaining at all.
Wow.
No. I mean, if I was watching this, I'd already be done. Probably half the people that started it are no longer with us. But anyways, moving on. Our first topic of the evening is going to be misrepresenting items.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. First of all, not many of us are experts in any one field. We have general knowledge of a lot of stuff. I actually study in this field, and I have a wide base. But I couldn't, if you put something in front of me, I couldn't sit there and for sure and say it's exactly this. I mean, look, even when you watch Antique Roadshow,
Right.
it's one guy and he specializes in one thing. You know what I mean? I guess if I was an expert or anything, or close to being an expert or anything, it would be banks, cast iron banks, because I've collected them for years and I've done tons of research on them. That would be the closest thing that I could be an expert in, but I have general knowledge in a lot of different things. So, and we all make mistakes. We're all human. So, starting with that, if an item is misrepresented, somebody puts it up and says this is Murano glass, and it's not. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're not doing it on purpose. If they are doing it on purpose, that is just totally wrong. You know what I mean? But the buyer has some responsibility in knowing what they're buying. But I think they look at us as knowing more than them. So if you put it on there and you say it's Murano and it's not, and you knowingly do that, that's just absolutely wrong. Otherwise, it's just a mistake. And if you're a vendor in a shop and you like me, I know a lot about the cast iron banks, and Warren has cast iron banks, and he puts antique cast iron bank on there, and I see it. I'm like, Warren, really, that's not an antique. That's a reproduction. It's an early reproduction. I'll give him the time frame and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to attack him. He just made a mistake. He thought it was. And he would say to me, he would go, well, Jim, I looked it up, and this was a key, and that was a key. It had a flat head screw in the bottom of it. And I'd say, yeah, but if you look at the screw, you can see it was painted over and things like that. And look at the way it's put together, how gappy it is, and there's spurs everywhere and things like that. And, they even have a smell. So, I mean, yeah. So if Warren's wrong, he's not going to take offense about that. Last show, we were talking about people having problems with their owner and them being taking things personal. It'd be how I approached you.
Oh, yeah.
If I approached you and said, Warren, that's wrong, you got to change it, you might take offense to it. You might take it personally. You might think, well, Jim, you're just a jerk owner. You know what I mean? But, no, if I go to you and say, look, I get what you're saying, and you explain, and we explain, and we go over, and you're like, okay, cool, thanks a lot, appreciate the help, is exactly what would be said.
Yep.
So if somebody's making a mistake out there and they're misrepresenting something, go ahead and support them and help them and tell them how you know. And a lot of times, I mean, you got to, what is misrepresenting really? I mean, if somebody puts Tiffany style lamp, you know what I mean? And it's not a Tiffany lamp, is that misrepresenting? If they say Delph-like on a piece of blue and white pottery, is that misrepresenting? They're saying what it's like, right. Tiffany style, Delph-like. Well, yeah, we know it's probably not Tiffany, you know what I mean? But we're putting this Tiffany style on. I don't think that, I wouldn't consider that misrepresentation.
Right, I don't either.
They didn't put, it was Delph. They didn't put it was a Tiffany lamp, you know what I mean? They just use those terms to just basically describe what it is. Okay, well, that's it for that first topic of misrepresenting. Now we're moving on to the second topic, and we're going to do something new, and we're going to probably do it for the second topic, maybe the third topic this show, and then next show we're going to finish it up. We have a bag of topics for us to discuss, and these were given to us by some of our followers and some of our vendors here at the shop. So this is blindly doing these. We're going to pull these out. So hopefully, this is one we may have already done before. Otherwise, I'll only be able to speak. We will only be able to speak from experiences here at Decades
If it
Reclaim.
is, it's a refresher.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. When and how to work your booth. Oh, wow. That's nothing I've ever seen and read online a whole lot. I know that some shops are very restrictive. They only have certain times you can do that. It's when the shop is closed, and they might open, for 2 hours here and 2 hours there. Very restrictive.
Right.
So you only have 4 hours in the whole entire month to come in and rearrange your booth. So, I mean, first of all, the when is when you're allowed to do it. And then how often, I guess, would be the when, too. The people here at Decades Reclaim that sell the most and are the ones that come in probably on a weekly basis. I don't think they're here too terribly long. We do have one that's here too terribly long sometimes. But that's just her personality.
Yeah, right.
She's a very good seller, but I think she kind of overdoes it. Our top 3 sellers in square footage come in weekly, and they're only here for a couple hours. Do you think they care if we say their names?
No, I don't think so.
Like Jane. Jane's here
Right.
every Wednesday. She's here for a couple hours.
Yep.
The twins are here once a week, and they're only here for a couple hours unless they're doing a total revamp, and then they might be here
Right.
4
Well,
hours in a
that's
particular week.
different,
And the 3 of those are the top 3 sellers in square footage, you know what I mean, in the shop. So, that's the when you're allowed to. I would think once a week at least. We have other vendors that come in once a week. The vendors that don't show up, they're the ones that don't do well. We do have part of our team has keys, and they come in. I would think they come in at least once a week, but maybe not necessarily at the same time everybody else comes in. We're allowed to at Decades to come in and work our booth any day except Saturday. And if you come in on any day, you're just not allowed to interfere with customers outside of your own booth. You can block your own booth all you want. You're just losing the sales there, but you can't take your stuff and shove it in front of another booth and keep customers from shopping that booth.
Why not on Saturday?
We're just too busy on Saturday, just too busy, yeah. And then we're limited on parking, and we really need the parking spots. And how to work your booth. Here we talk about shuffling all the time. That's how we say it. We talk about shuffling this and shuffling that. And I think that's what you got to do. You got to bring in new stuff. Number one, if you sell 50 items in the month before, which is probably low, and then you got to put 50 back, or you're not going to get the same result. No way.
Right.
You just can't. You can't have the same result. And so you sell 100, you got to put 100 back. If you sell 100, you try to put more than 100
Right,
back.
exactly.
Until the capacity of your booth. Your booth will only allow you to put so much in there. But you want to go for it. You want to get them in there. So that is the how. And then moving things around. You have to understand your booth. If you're ever in your shop and you're not working on your booth, you're just visiting, watch how people interact with your booth, and you'll see where their eyes go first, and you'll know that that's the key spot to fluff, if you want to put it that way, or to make a display that will catch everybody's eyes. So I guess that's the how.
Eye level,
Yeah, eye level. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that you
Little displays.
yeah.
Yeah, things that are hot right there when they walk in. So there you go. That's our topic. There you go. We're covering that. Was number 2. We're going to do one more. That was when and how to work your booth. I like that one. So let's go to the next one. And this will be our last one for the show. So if you're already bored, just stick with us a few more minutes and we'll end it. And then you can pick this up in 2 weeks when we go back to the bag. Mystery bags. We should have talked about mystery bags.
That could be another
That's
topic.
another topic altogether. Here we go. Maintaining shop cleaning and common areas. Cleaning, I think it's 2 parts. Maintaining shop, cleaning common areas. Well, I think for the most part, like the grass and stuff is part of the shop owners, outside or whatever. But we do it here as a team. But I think anything outside of the booth would be the responsibility of the shop. Anything outside of the booth is the responsibility of the shop. Anything inside the booth is the responsibility of the booth owner or the vendor, however you want to call them. But so, you know, outside, the grass, the parking lot, all of that kind of stuff, the shop is responsible for maintaining the weeds. What else is outside?
Leaves,
Leaves, yeah,
branches,
branches,
fronds,
yeah.
palm fronds, cigarette butts.
Yeah, the ditch, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? The concrete in the ditch, the cones that we try to keep people from driving in the ditch, and the plants are another one
Oh,
outside,
yeah.
yeah.
That looks
yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah. The common areas in the shop, the hallways, the bathrooms, the storage areas, all those are responsibility of the shop. And then inside the booth is the responsibility of the vendor. And here at Decades, we kind of share, I don't think it's shared 100%, but when a vendor comes in, if they're on a vendor shift, we do vendor shifts here, and we might want to talk about that in the show. But we do vendor shifts. Well, a vendor comes in or whatever, they might get the broom and the dustpan if it's slow and work the common areas and sweep it up. Warren is here quite a bit, and he helps take care of both the outside, the plants. You know, it's kind of a game even when we sweep up cigarette butts. And yeah, we're a target for cigarette butts. We can sweep up, what, a given week, 100 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Now we're seeing packages.
yeah,
Cigarette
cigarette package.
packs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Somebody, it's one or two people that smoke absolutely a lot. But
And
anyway,
they smoke Salem's.
yeah, there you go. So if you're watching this and you know who you, we know who, no, we don't know who you are. But anyways, so that kind of stuff, that's, it is the responsibility of the shop itself. So if Warren, when he leaves and goes on vacation or whatever, then I get to sweep up all the cigarette butts. You know, I get to do more of the watering, you know, the mowing and stuff. I do that, but it can be my responsibility. And we've talked about hiring a company to do that. So there we go. Anything else? I mean, but you know, your booth wise, we have roll up doors here. Half of the shop is a warehouse. So we help in the fact that we will blow leaves back out, you know, back out of their booths. But the dust, the cobwebs and stuff like that, I mean, we're not just going to walk past a piece of trash sitting in somebody's booth, but it's their responsibility to
Right.
clean it up. Somebody breaks something, we're going to clean it up. If somebody buys a large piece and we have to just deconstruct the booth in order to get it out, we do our best to reconstruct it the best we can. And then, yeah, so, but I think if you're just talking about dust in a booth or whatever, that's your responsibility.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know, so there we go. So that's it. So that was our third topic, and it was, I guess it was supposed to be who maintains shop
Maybe
cleaning
who,
and
yeah,
common
yeah.
areas. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, you know, we're all in it together. So anything that you can do as a vendor, I'm sure it would be greatly appreciated. I would not mind if somebody else wanted to clean the bathroom. You know what I mean? Or somebody came in and said, "Hey, can I water today for you? I see that Warren's not here to do it." I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." So that's it. Hey, you've been watching Vendor Corner. I'm Jim. That's Warren. We're brought to you by Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, located in Central Florida. Stop by and check us out if you're ever in the area. You can see all these shows. These are Vendor Corner. They're under the playlist Vendor Corner here on YouTube. And you can see our other show, which is Talking Vintage. It is directed more to just what's going on at the shop, just what's going on at Decades. And you can see all those. They're listed here on YouTube as well. But you can come back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks
Yeah.
Sunday at 8 p.m. and you can catch another installment of Vendor Corner. In the next one, we're going to be finishing all those questions there in the bag.
Are we?
In the next one, yeah.
Okay.
So we appreciate everybody watching. I'm Jim Warren. Have a great night. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Say goodbye,
See you
Warren.
guys.